Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream. I think this is working, so I will just go ahead and start. Please drop any comments or questions you might have in the chat box. I'm just going to start some software and then I'll start playing. So today I thought I'd play around with a setup I have with the disclavier, which allows the disclavier to, in a way, talk back to me. And I'll show you what I mean in a little bit. Basically, right now I have it so that it echoes what I play. So if I play this note, you can see it's one octave lower. And then if I play up here, it's one octave higher. So in the visuals, I modified them today from episode 1, so they're not perfect, but you can see that the little circles are the notes that originally play, but you also get these cubes that are basically the reflection or the echo that the piano is playing on its own. So I'm going to start. I'll just reset that. I'm going to start with a jazz standard called Solar, since this live stream is in honor of the start of summer. So I'm going to use this split octave echo thing, and then we'll try some other ones later on. Okay, here we go. That was Solar. Okay, so hopefully this is working again. I'm playing around with these echoes. Um, and oh, my brother Alvaro is connected. Hola. So feel free to drop any questions you might have about how this stuff works. So again, this piano is a disclavier, which means that it has digital outputs and inputs, so I can control it somewhat from my computer. And so I write software that reacts to what I'm playing. And so as you can see, what it was doing here is making these echoes that happen 0.2 seconds after I play them. And so what I was doing here is a split octave. So the lower half of the keyboard reflects it an octave lower, and the upper half of the keyboard reflects it an octave higher. To find more about octaves, watch the first episode of Music Code. Okay, so maybe I'll stick with this split octave for now, and do another one with that, and then I'll try something, a different setup. So now I'm going to do, this is a Cuban traditional song by one of Cuba's most famous composers, Ernesto Lecuona. This song is called La Comparsa, and a lot of people have played it, especially Cuban pianists that I admire, and so I like to play it a lot. And my somewhat call to fame is that once I tweeted about something similar to what I'm about to play with this song, and Ethan Iverson of Bat Plus fame retweeted it saying he liked it a lot. So that gives me encouragement that I'm doing at least not something terrible. Okay, so this is La Comparsa with the split octave echoes. That was La Comparsa. It was fun and challenging. So one of the hard things about playing with this type of setup is that it's very rhythmic. You know, if I play this, it immediately implies a rhythm that you have to that you have to kind of follow. Otherwise, it sounds kind of weird. So that makes it kind of challenging. The other challenge is that you know, if I'm playing and you know, I play something like this, if I try to hit the same note that's already being played, it kind of messes with how my fingers move or how my fingers are used to move. So that I have to be a little careful in terms of phrasing and things like that, so I don't sort of stumble upon my reflected notes. Okay, so that was La Comparsa. Thanks to everyone who's joined. Again, gracias, Gabi. Feel free to leave any comments or questions about the setup or music or anything in general. Happy to answer them. Now I think what I'll do is I am going to go to a different type of reflection, and this will be a I'm going to do a fifth below. Again, if you want to know what a fifth is, watch the I think it's the first episode of Music Code. So let's see, let's make sure this works. Yeah, so this is a fifth. A fifth, if you think of C major scale is all the white notes on the piano. So a fifth above C would be G, because that's if C is 1 in the C major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is going a fifth below though. So a fifth below would be going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be an F. So because G is the fifth of C, going down a fifth from G is a C. And obviously you can play any note and it has a fifth below it. So this one is a bit more challenging to play with than the octave one, because the octave one is always playing the same pitch, just a difference in octave. So harmonically, it's easier to play with because you're playing the same notes. But with a fifth, it could be different. So if I'm in the C major scale and I do that, but then let's say I play the B note, which is still part of the C major scale. It's the seventh in the C major scale. Actually, sorry, I keep thinking above. If I go play the E note, which is the third note in the C major scale, we get an A. An F gives us a B flat. So this B flat isn't really part of the C major scale, right? And so that can sometimes prove tricky harmonically as you're playing with these things. So with this one, I like to do something that's not super busy harmonically. And so I'm going to play this arrangement of Norwegian Wood by the Beatles. It's an arrangement I made, and I don't normally play with this fifth echo thing, but we'll try it today, see how it goes. So Norwegian Wood. That was Norwegian Wood, an arrangement I made, Norwegian Wood by the Beatles, with this echo that happens a fifth below whatever I play, 0.2 seconds afterwards. So I don't know if you may have noticed that at one point the echo stopped, and so that's something I coded myself so that I could, with one of the pedals on the piano, I can control when the echoes are happening and turn them off. So that particular part that goes that part is a bit busier harmonically, and as I was saying with these fifths, it's sometimes can sound a little cluttered if you're moving around too much, and so yeah, that's how I control it and turn it on and off. It also gives it a different dynamic, which I find nice. Okay, so again, feel free to ask any questions. I think maybe what I'll do is go into negative harmony. This is something I discovered not that long ago, and which I find super fascinating. So why don't we try that? So let me just switch my code up, and I'll explain what negative harmony is first, before digging into that. Okay, so negative harmony, it's kind of like we're talking about echoes, but the echoes are always, either going down or going up, an octave or a fifth, so they're pre-specified intervals. But the way it works with negative harmony is you can think of it almost having a mirror in somewhere in the piano that reflects everything I play. So I've placed this mirror between the E flat and the E note. So that means that if I play E flat, it'll play E. Oh, it's off right now. See? So if I play E flat, it plays E, and if I play E, it plays E flat. And so if I play C, when it gets reflected, it goes up to G. And if I play G, it goes down to C. So this happens because I've set the reflection point halfway between the minor third and the major third of C major. So this is how you would set up for a C major, a piece based on C major. This is how you do the negative harmony. So what's cool about it is that the name negative implies that it's somehow an inverse of it, and it actually kind of is. So if I play the C major triad up here, you can see below the reflection of this is actually the C minor triad, and if I play the C minor triad, the reflection is the C major triad. And so you get different relationships. If I play E minor, let's see if I can figure this out in my head. That would be I think A minor. Oh no, sorry. A flat major. So I got the third right. A flat major, and so if you do E major, it'll be A flat minor. So this is kind of neat because that means if I go up in the piano with the C major scale, you'll see the reflection kind of goes down. So you get this interesting dynamic that's kind of difficult to play with, but it's also fun. So what I'm going to do is I will do, I'm going to play a quick song with negative harmony just so you get a feel for how crazy it can get. And because we're in C major, I am going to play Like Someone in Love, which starts in C major, but it kind of moves around, but it's centered around C major. And so Like Someone in Love goes like... That's the main theme. And so now you'll hear it with negative harmony and see how that works out. Okay, I'm going to mute my mic. So here's a little bit of Like Someone in Love with negative harmony. So it was like someone in love with negative harmony. So you can see it gets quite crazy. It can get quite crazy as you add this stuff to it. Reshinth or Reshinth, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, says interesting. It is. Yeah, so feel free to shout out any questions or comments you might have. So, you know, I was talking about the rhythm of the rhythm. Yeah, this is related to the question Alvaro just put, which is there is a slight delay between the note you play and the reflected note. Do you control the duration of this delay? Can you make the reflection instantaneous? So that's like almost like a perfect segue into what I was going to do. It's like he read my mind. Yes, so there is a delay, and you can hear that delay if I play. So the delay I'm setting manually is actually 0.2 seconds. There is a little bit of delay that you cannot get around. So I'll set the delay to 0. So if I set the delay to 0, this is as short as I can get that delay to be. So you can see there's still a little bit of a delay. It's much shorter than what I had before. And the reason for that delay is because if this were a digital piano, if it were you know, just an electronic keyboard, there would be no delay because it's just electricity, right? So it's traveling at the speed of light. But because this is a real piano, it's a mechanical piano, there's hammers moving there. So the electricity gets the piano instantaneously, but there's a little bit of delay for the hammer to actually move and strike the string. And that's what causes that slight delay. So I can't get around a tiny bit of delay unless the piano can read my mind and know what I'm going to play. So yeah, this having 0 delay like this, I find it kind of hard to improvise over because the rhythm is a little quirky. So that's why I add that, I make it, I add an extra delay of 0.2 seconds, which gives it a nicer rhythmic feel, at least to me. But yeah, so that definitely creates a special kind of rhythm, because it's kind of unavoidable because it's repeating at that with that delay. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to do negative harmony, but I'm going to change the delay to let's say 0.6 seconds. So that would be. So see, there's a very different rhythm that's created by changing the delay. Yeah, so I'm going to, what I'll do, actually, Recent has a question. He says, how about randomizing that delay and randomizing some notes within the scope of the negative harmony notes to some extent to make it a counterpoint? Yeah, that's an interesting question. I have played around a little bit with randomization. I've done things like random walks. So if I play a note, it does kind of a random walk around the piano, or I've used Perlin noise to create sort of a smoother random walk. It's kind of neat. I still haven't figured out a way that satisfies me artistically beyond experimentation. But yeah, it's something I would like to try. The randomizing delay, I feel like there would have to be some constraints on that, again, because there's a definite rhythm implied with this delay that I'm using. With whatever delay I'm using, it's constant, and so that creates a steady beat, which is I find important for things to sound musical. I'm not saying it's not possible with randomized delay, but I think it would definitely be a lot harder. But I'm always up for a challenge, so maybe probably not for the next live stream, but hopefully in a future live stream I'll be able to add some randomized delays. So for now, what I will do is use this longer delay, still with negative harmony, but I'm going to change the key just to make it a bit more interesting. Let's see. So if I'm in C major, why don't we do I don't know, G major. So if I'm in G major, then I have to set the pivot between B flat and B, which are the minor third and the major third of G major scale. And so the way I have it set up right now, it's not super user friendly. I use the MIDI notes. So right now I have it at 63.5 because 63 corresponds to E flat and 64 corresponds to E natural. And so halfway is 63.5. So I have to, if I want to, between B flat and B, I know C is 60. So that would be 58.5. So let's try that out. 58.5. Yeah. So now we've got G major. So what I'm going to do now is actually completely free improvisation, which means I have no idea what I'm about to play. Hopefully it'll sound good. But having this piano sort of respond to me and react to what I'm playing and the kind of rhythm that the delay creates, it's inspiring, I guess, in a sense, in that it helps me go somewhere with the improvisation. So I don't know what I'm going to play, but hopefully it'll be good. All right, here we go. free improv with G major negative harmony. So yeah, that was fun. Kind of fun, kind of challenging. I turned off the negative harmony at one point. I don't know if you noticed. Yeah, I kind of like that I am able to control when it comes on and when it comes off. The negative harmony definitely gives it this kind of chaotic feel that is sometimes hard to, at least for me, to think of on my own. And so that's one of the things I really like about using technology, especially for improvisation, is that when you use it in a way that sort of pushes you outside of your comfort zone and into spaces that hopefully you can still navigate reasonably well. Yeah, pushes you to try different things. So when I turned off the negative harmony, at least I felt like it was in a different space than I would have been had I just started improvising without any negative harmony. Yeah, so that was fun. Okay, let's see, what else? What other things could I try? Could try going up. So I was doing the going down fifths. I could try going up fifths. So that I'm gonna reduce the delay a bit. So let's try. I was using 0.3 before. Let's try. Sorry, I was using 0.2 before. Let's try 0.3. So Alvaro says, awesome, thank you. And Recent says, the long delay did have an edge. Yes, it's definitely more challenging to play with longer delays because you have to mentally keep track of subdivisions, right? Because there's longer time between when you play and when the echo comes. So right now, it's still a bit longer than 0.2, but not as long as what I had before. So again, now I'm going up in fifths. So like an E will play a B, a G will play a C will play a G, an F will play a C. Yeah, what could I try with this? You know what? I've never tried this, so I don't know if it'll work well. So hopefully it will. But what I'm going to do is with this echoes a fifth above, let's do another Beatles arrangement. So this is, well, actually it's not Beatles, it's John Lennon. This is Imagine by John Lennon, an arrangement I made that I find is a little out there already. So it'll be even more out there with the reflection. And if it sounds really bad, I can always turn off the echoes and then just play it without echoes. But hopefully it'll be okay. It'll be edgy, as Rishin says. Again, thanks for connecting. Feel free to post questions, comments. I'm trying to keep track of, because comments come in different places. So yeah, here goes. Imagine with an echo coming a fifth above and 0.3 seconds after. Here goes. That was Imagine by John Lennon, an arrangement I made. Played with echoes a fifth above. So that wasn't planned. I hadn't thought of doing that, but I really liked the way that sounded. So that was a really happy experiment. I really like that. I think I might always play like that now. And normally I don't play with the octaves, but with the echoes, sorry. But that was really nice. I really like that. Alvaro says, beautiful impressionistic musical interpretation with really cool cubist visualizations. Thank you. Yeah, I guess the visuals really suit that piece in particular. So the visuals that you see, these are all things, again, code that I wrote to sort of accompany the performance, and it's still stuff I'm iterating on. So what you're seeing now is a variation of what I used for episode 1. Yeah, I did it kind of quickly today, so it's not as polished as I would have liked. A couple things I wanted to talk about in terms of the echo thing. So I don't know if you noticed, what I'm using here are tenths. So I'm playing a C here and an E here. So these are an octave would be that, a tenth plays the major third. And so this interval is kind of, it's long, like you need big hands to hit this. And some major thirds are harder than others. So the C is okay, I can do that pretty easily. But then the B is a little hard because it's really easy to do that. And one thing that's kind of interesting and challenging of using these echoes is that if you make a mistake, you don't hear that mistake once, you hear it twice. Once when you make it, and the other one when you have the echo come back, which is so, you know, if you do that, you hear the echo twice, which is kind of, I guess, annoying, or just, I have to make sure I don't make any mistakes. The other thing is, for the middle part, I felt it didn't quite fit, so I did it the first time with the echoes, but then I turned the echoes off for the second time, just because I felt it was a bit more natural, or not natural, but sounded better. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. I'm very happy with that outcome. So we've been on for, how long have we been on for? Almost an hour. Maybe I'll do another one. Let's try something different. Let me see what else. I don't want to code anything too crazy right now. Let's see. SP5 maybe. So this is still a split. Still a split, but it is oh yeah. Actually, I'm gonna do something different with this one. Okay, let's just do this one. So this, you can see when I play up here. Oh no, it does. Okay, so in this, I don't even remember what I had coded up here, but it's split. So the keyboard is split again halfway. So when I play here, it plays a fifth above, and when I play here, oh, that's an octave. Interesting. I had forgotten about that. Okay, so in the bass, I'm doing an octave below. And over here, I'm doing a fifth above. Actually, I think when I coded that, I had originally done it with that Norwegian Wood arrangement. But I already played that. So let's play something else. What would work well with that? Let's try that. I don't know if this will work since we're doing lots of Beatles tonight. This is She's Leaving Home. I'm not sure if this will work, but we'll see. Here goes. She's Leaving Home by the Beatles. She's leaving home. Yeah, that worked pretty well. I think I like the Imagine outcome better than that one, but that was still pretty good. Okay, so I think I'm gonna end it here. Thanks to everyone who connected. This was really fun. Again, I'm gonna be doing these every Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. called TuTu Tuesday Tunes. I'm going to try to have a theme for every Tuesday. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, and I'll try to make the songs different every time. I mean, most of the stuff I play is improvised, so even though I repeat some of the songs, it might they'll always sound different. But I'll try to, learn new tunes for every time and have different themes. So I'm planning a session. I mean, I already did. Yeah, Miles Davis TuTu. I'll have to do that one. I'll plan on doing one on the Beatles, even though I played a lot of Beatles today, but without the echoes and stuff, just some arrangements I have of Beatles songs. I also want to do one of Radiohead, where I actually have some visualizations that are specific to some Radiohead songs. And some other, I have another one planned where it'll be just arrangements of classic rock tunes, another one where I'll just play originals of mine. So yeah, lots coming up. So tell your friends, tell your family to connect on Tuesdays. And the next Music Code episode, I'm working on it. I'm almost done. I'm working on actually the performance part of it. And that should hopefully be coming out either next week or in 2 weeks. Racinth says, go Radiohead. Yes, Radiohead's an amazing band. I love them. I play lots of their music. Yeah, so thanks for connecting. That's it for now. And hope to see you all and more soon.